Yo,
Yo,
yes, sir. I
yeah,
see you clear now. It was kind of fuzzy before.
yeah.
So go ahead, go ahead. You senior year in it. We in your senior year now.
Senior year. So again, at Rice, man, the tradition is if we don't win a championship, it was a failed season.
Got you.
You know what I mean? So our senior year, knowing the success we had as a as as a freshman class,
Yeah.
we knew that our senior year was going to be a lot different. And that the teams that we struggled with, and we struggled because lack of experience, you
Okay.
know, lack of leadership. You know, we banded together and we knew that we were going to be successful. And we brought our A game, to every tournament that we went to. Um, I remember my senior year, us going out to this tournament. We went to this Nike tournament out in Miami
Okay.
and won the tournament. And dude, they had to escort us out because we played a team from Miami, and
Yeah.
this was in the trenches in Miami, you
Okay.
know, and they had to walk us out of there, yo, because we gave that home team an ass whooping.
Yeah. Sagari said y'all went 29-2.
We went 29-2.
That's tough,
Our
man.
yeah. But in that tournament, we got to see Amari Stoudemire,
Okay.
and I was like, yo, Shagari, that's where it was at. We were playing in
Yep.
Little Haiti. Yo,
That's the hood.
I don't know where we was at, but dude, the team, they looked scary as hell, but we pressed them and we ran them out of the gym. Because we used to play four guards and Shagari.
And Shagari,
So I was the power forward on that team.
I know.
You know what I mean? And then it was Stephen Burt, Kedron, and Jason.
And J5.
So we used to just run, gun, shoot threes, and Shagari used to clean up after all of that,
Yeah.
And we would feed him when Mo Hicks would yell at us, be like, "Yo, give him the ball, give him the ball."
You just got him running up and down, rebounding for a bunch of shit.
Dude, playing with Steve Byrne, nobody touching the basketball, man. All day, all night.
Buckets.
Straight buckets, man.
So you're going into Fordham. How's that feeling? You in the locker room in Fordham?
No. You want to skip over the whole season?
No, because you just said y'all went 29-2. Like,
Yeah. Shagari said that, and then you mentioned that. So that's jumping ahead, Drew.
so that senior year. Talk
Drew,
about it.
I got a funny story that I just thought of. I remember playing against Ohalos our junior year at the Gauchos gym.
Yeah.
Them dudes were scared of us, bro.
Yeah.
They went up by a few points.
Yeah.
And then at that time, there was no shot clock in New York City.
They sat on the ball.
Yeah, they sat on the ball, man.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yo, coach was scared, man.
Niggas
Scared.
ball.
Yeah. But listen, Drew, our senior year, we ran through New York City. Nobody can hang with us. We beat everybody by double digits.
So y'all lose to, I mean, obviously at the end, y'all didn't take the state, right?
We won the state.
Y'all took City and State.
City and State, yeah.
Who y'all lose to in the regular season?
We lost to Zavarian, who had Chris Taft on the team, but they beat us. Dude, the ball we were playing with was like a rubber street ball. I think Chris Taft and I think Sean Wynn, I think they only had like two black kids on the team.
Yeah.
They had a bunch of white kids on the team, and they home cooked us, man.
Got you. And who else?
And we lost to Westchester from California, who was fully loaded. They had Trevor Ariza on their team. They had Hassan Adams, who was a McDonald All-American.
Yeah.
And they had like three other major Division I basketball players. Like Trevor Ariza went to Arizona. No, Hassan Adams went to Arizona. Trevor Ariza went to where? Did he go to New Mexico or something? He went somewhere out west.
Yeah.
They had some kid that went to Georgetown. They
Okay.
beat us, and they beat us by like 2 points.
Okay.
You know, so yo,
Where at?
we thugged it out with them.
Where at?
And we played against them in Texas in this Nike showcase in Texas. Yeah, Shagari said that Trevor Ariza went to UCLA.
UCLA.
Yeah, dude, they had like 4 or 5 major Division I basketball players, and we went blow for blow with them.
But your senior year, you still in the AAU or circuit, or you off that?
During?
No. Going into senior year, like between your junior.
Yeah. I was playing AAU.
And how'd you do?
I played well. I played. I remember that summer, I decided I wanted to play predominantly with the Washington High Warriors because they were from my neighborhood.
Okay.
I got to play with my friends, you know, that I grew up with, and I was also playing on a team where, you know, I could be showcased. You know what I mean? Which is something that we need to get into.
Yeah. Yep.
That's totally different, you know.
What was that team like?
On my AAU team, there was a kid named Zach, you know, who was from 190 and St. Nick, who was like 6'7".
Yeah, I know who that is.
Super nice, but he was a knucklehead, man. But he was super nice. I thought he could have played at a high college level and could have probably even played pro.
Yeah.
You know, but he just didn't have the right mindset.
Yeah, absolutely.
Played with Mike Mercedes from 182nd and St. Nick, who was my boy.
Yeah.
Mike Mercedes played with Felix, who was like from the 170s, Black Felix. Played with this kid named Jerome, who played at John F. Kennedy, and this kid named Sam that played at John F. Kennedy. So pretty much on that team, I was the highest profiled player.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And we went and we played in Universal Studios, where the NBA wants to try to, you know, finish the season. We played out there, and that was a national tournament, and we finished in 3rd place. We lost to Chris Paul's team.
Wow.
Dude, I remember vividly. Jerome was guarding him because Jerome was super athletic. And I remember this moment, and I'll never forget it, that I could have helped out. I was on the strong side, and normally when you're on the strong side of the ball, you know, you don't help.
Yeah.
Because they can just drive and kick. But at that moment in my brain, I said I should jump over and take a charge on him.
Okay.
Chris Paul was so quick, dude. By the time I was thinking it, he was laying the ball up already. Dude, and I remember talking to his mom, and that was the game we went in basket. I remember talking to his mom after the game, and I was like, "Is that your son?" I'm like, "He's good. He's quick."
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you know, he's being recruited by all these schools or whatever. And then years down the line, I'm like, yo, that was Chris Paul.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But played AAU, and that gave me a lot of confidence because I was playing on a team where I was showcased and able to really play my game. You know, at that time, my coach was Nick Blatchford and Torrance, and they allowed me to play my game, you know, and I was predominantly a shooter.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So they let me do what I did best. So I had the green light, and I was able to shoot. You know, I was able to attack the basket. You know, I was also a very emotional player. So they let me show my emotions on the court.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So yeah, Drew, our senior year in high school, man, we ran through New York City. We lost to Zavarian because they home cooked us. And we lost to Westchester of California in this Nike tournament in Texas, in Houston, Texas, where, you know, we saw Carmelo Anthony play.
Okay.
You know, we saw Tyson Chandler play. You know, we played in this tournament. Shagari, what was that tournament we played in New Jersey where we saw LeBron James? I forget the name of the arena that we were playing in.
Yeah.
We saw Oak Hill Academy play against LeBron's high school.
Okay.
St. Mary's, St. Vincent.
Yeah, St.
And dude, and again, we were running through New York City. We thought that we were the best. We were the greatest. It was the prime time out in Jersey, and seeing LeBron and Carmelo, you know, humbled me again. And I was like, yo, these dudes are our age.
Yeah.
Grown men,
Yeah.
out there, like exactly what Carmelo did in college and in the pros, and what LeBron did, or LeBron's been doing.
Yep.
He was doing at the high school level.
Yeah. That's a fact.
And you
And
know what I mean?
for everybody to see
And
it.
the fact that he has gotten better, like once I saw him play in that tournament, I became a LeBron James fan. I had never heard of him. I remember Jason and Kedron telling me about him and them because Jason and Kedron would play in all these Nike Invitational camps.
Yeah.
And I remember Jason pointing them out to me in the lobby and saying, yo, that's LeBron James and that's Carmelo Anthony. And he's like, yo, those are going to be the next two big things in basketball.
Yeah.
And they went at it. LeBron's team won, you know, but Carmelo and LeBron were at about even. You know, just Carmelo was a scorer and LeBron could score, but he was a facilitator.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was doing that since he was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Alley-oops from half court, breaking these small guards down off the dribble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And dude, I was amazed, and I became a fan of LeBron James since then.
What was your grind like away from Rice and away from AAU? Your grind.
My grind?
Yeah. What was it like to get to the elite level that you were reaching as you progressed playing every year?
Right. Listen, a lot of people are going to be surprised. I didn't know how to work on my game.
So what did you practice?
Shooting.
That's it?
I would go to the park, whether it was snowing, raining. If it was raining or snowing, I'd put the ball inside of a basketball. I didn't know how to work on my ball handling skills.
Got you.
I used to just go to the park and shoot.
Got you.
The lights, I would just go and shoot.
So all this, so going to see that, but then that's when you got to go back to you going right and getting that structure that you got.
Yeah, absolutely. That structure, and also playing against the best in New York City. I played against the best in New York City since I was a freshman.
Yes, absolutely.
At school, in gym class.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? AAU basketball.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just playing against the best. I did not know how to work on my game, you know, because and that's a segue, you know, into what I do now with kids and the youth. You know, getting in the gym and showing them, you want to play basketball at a high level, you got to learn how to grind.
Yeah.
Because at a young age, like I work with kids that are between the ages of 5 and now 20 years old.
Got you.
And when I was at that middle school age,
yep,
even early high school, I didn't know how to work on my game. I didn't know any ball handling drills because these kids now, they have the luxury of technology where they can go on YouTube, they can go on Instagram, they can, you know, type in a search engine, hashtag ball handling, hashtag basketball trainer. You know, they can find a trainer anywhere.
Absolutely.
Back in the day, if no one grabbed you, you know, and took you into the gym or took a liking to you and wanted to teach you,
yep,
you know what I mean? And it's crazy. Shagari, I disagree with that, you know, because like talking to Kedron, he used to tell me his mom taught him how to shoot. His mom would take him to the park and work him out. You know, Jason's pops.
I was gonna say
Jason's pops played college basketball.
Yeah,
Jason's his pops was a Harlem basketball legend. Steve Burke's pops.
Legend.
Was drafted into the NBA and played overseas for many years. You know what I mean? So, you know, people had people in their lives, in their corner to mentor them, to guide them, to show them. And just having someone to support you or to show up for you, you know, or to show a coach, you know, this is my son, this is my kid. Yeah. You're not going to pull a fast one on them.
Absolutely.
Or if you do, I'm going to transfer my kid. Dude, you know how many stories I have of Stephen Burt's father coming to practice and talking to Mo Hicks in
Yeah.
the office and closing the door, or Keegan's mom coming to school, or Jason's pops coming to school,
Yeah.
advocating for them.
Yeah. That's
You
a
know what I mean? In their corner.
yeah.
My mom wasn't coming to the school because not because she didn't want to, she just didn't know anything about basketball.
You
And
don't know that
ass,
that aspect of it.
she's busting her ass to make ends meet as a
Yep.
single parent. You know what I mean? But to have someone there for you that is pushing you to the greatness that they see in their kid. I had no adult figure in my life. I'm not saying that I didn't have any support.
Yeah.
I just didn't have that kind of support.
Yeah. Absolutely. I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? And I just got lucky, Drew. I got lucky.
You put in the work, man.
I put in the work, but also I got lucky too.
Yeah, absolutely. They go hand in hand. You need a little bit of luck always.
Right.
Always. So you guys, I thought y'all, I didn't know that y'all took both your senior year. But at the Fordham game,
Right.
which was a good one.
Right.
Y'all play? You said Sebastian?
We played we played against Sebastian Telfair and Lincoln, our season opener at Fordham.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So in the States, who y'all play in the States your senior year?
I believe we played 3 games in the States, or maybe 2. I know the first game was against Lincoln. We beat Lincoln to go to the state AA championship against a team from upstate New York.
Okay.
We beat Lincoln because now I need to backtrack and fill you in. So our team, the nucleus of our team,
yep,
didn't get to play in the state championship.
Why?
Shagari. So there was a lot of drama going on because at that time of the year, report cards were coming out.
Okay.
And our principal was no joke. At our school, a passing grade was a 70, and he didn't want our high school or, kids of color just being known as a school that was, just focused on basketball.
Basketball, yeah.
Yeah. So Kenny Yusey failed off the team, and he was a big part of our team. And Shagari didn't get to play.
Okay.
So Shagari didn't play in the state chip.
Oh, after Fordham, he didn't play anymore.
After Fordham, and listen, and to be 100, Shagari, I don't think was supposed to play at that Fordham game. If my memory serves me correct, he wasn't supposed to play.
Got you.
And I think that's why he played his ass off.
He got his.
He played his ass off. But Drew, my senior year of high school, I proved to myself and I proved to New York City that I could play with the best in the city. Because my senior year, now the Catholic school has first team, second team, and third team, all Catholic school.
All Catholic school, yeah.
And I made honorable mention, which would be third team now.
Okay.
But Jason, Keedron, and Steve made first and second team all city.
All city. Senior year.
Senior year. You know what I mean? But I remember going to battle with Julius Hodge because I was the X factor on our high school team. Mm-hmm. I did all of the dirty work.
Okay.
I would have to rebound. I would have to guard normally the biggest athletic player on the opposing team.
Okay.
Like I would have to guard Julius Hodge, Curtis Sumter from Bishop Loughlin. I had to guard him, and he was going to Villanova.
Nova, yeah.
And I remember vividly. I remember one game we almost lost at Bishop Loughlin.
Yep.
And he gave us 30. So when we played them the second time at the Gauchos gym,
yeah,
I gave him 30.
There you go.
What I mean? And that was one of the games that, really, it really showed me that I could play at an elite level. Because at that time, we all knew he committed early to Villanova. So
yeah.
I'm like, if I can go at Curtis Sumter, I can play against anybody. He's going into the Big East,
Yep.
to the number one recruited high school, to the number one recruited freshman class in the nation that year, with Jason Frazier and Allen Ray.
Yep.
You know, and I was able to hold my own with him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it was like, well, yeah, I'm guarding you, but now you got to come out here and guard me.
Yeah.
You know, and I remember having the post-game interview with the reporter from the Daily News, you know, and telling him that I remembered what he did to us at his gym. You know, so I wanted to return the favor and let him know that I could play too. Yeah. That he wasn't just going to walk all over us.
Yeah.
And they weren't going to punk us. I think that game I hit like 6 or 7 3-pointers.
Nice.
And I remember times, man, when Steve would come down and he wouldn't pass me the ball, and I'd be like, yo, Steve, I just hit like 4. Swing it my way. But at that time, dude, you're playing with, there's 3 other all-city players on the team.
Yep.
You know, that have been the number one option on the teams that they've been on their entire lives.
All their lives, yeah.
You know, Jason is like, yo, Keidron's asking me for the ball. Steve's asking me for the ball. Shagari's asking for the ball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And,
yep.
You know, Jason did a great job facilitating and feeding us the ball, but then he had to figure out a way, you know, to get his.
To get his, yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I never took it personal. Maybe with Steve and Bert, I took it personal because there was a few times Steven and I did not like each other. We would argue over girls. You know, we would argue on the court because he wouldn't pass the ball.
Got you.
And there were times where he would apologize and be like, I'm sorry. He's like, my dad is like, yo, if you don't score over 20, I'm going to beat your ass. And I was like, yo, how can I compete with that?
That's a little bit of pressure right there, huh?
That's a lot of pressure, man.
That's crazy. So in your when did you figure out what you were gonna do? What school you're gonna go to?
You going too fast, Drew. We didn't talk about the state championship yet. You going too fast.
Go ahead, talk about it. Let's go.
State championship. So first round, we play against Lincoln High School, and again, we were shorthanded. Shagari didn't play. Kenny Yusi didn't play, and at that time, Arturo Du Bois, who wound up playing at Manhattan College, was a sophomore, and he started at the 5 position. And then Russell Robinson, who wound up going to Kansas, who won a national championship with Mario Chalmers and them, and they beat Derrick Rose at Memphis. He was a sophomore, and we used to call them young gunners, and they came in and they held us down, you know.
Yeah.
And they were ready to play, which I think prepared them to continue on that legacy and tradition at Rice.
Yep, absolutely.
You know? And then hand it down to Edgar Sosa and Cash, you know, and Tasco and all of the other kids, you know, that came after us. But the game against Lincoln was tough. You know, they had a kid, his last name was Pena, who wound up going.
Pena.
Yeah, and he was a Dominican kid from Brooklyn.
Yep.
No, it was him, and there was a kid named Clark.
Okay.
There was a kid named Clark, and he wound up going to some big school. You know, that was a battle, and that was the game that Jason hit the bank shot to win the game.
Okay.
And the picture that was in the Daily News.
Yeah.
I got my arm around Jason.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like choking him, and I'm talking shit to him.
Yeah.
Because I was wide open in the corner for a 3. So Jason's over here talking about I should have never passed you out a ball. You really didn't. Harlem dudes are different, man. I helped you with more than that, bro. So I was like, dude, I'm glad you hit that shot, because if not, I was wide open in that corner.
And that was
that game. And that game, I was playing well. In the state championship, I made the all-tournament team.
Oh, nice. How'd you play in the state chip?
In the state. So in the state chip, it's a playoff. You got to win the first one to go into the championship game. I averaged averaged about 16 points, about 8, 9 rebounds.
Mm.
You know, and again, had to guard the most athletic kid on the other team. So I played well, and we just banded together, you know. And I was telling Kedron the other day on Instagram, I told him, I said, dude, I vividly remember, I can still hear you say that you weren't going to let us lose. He grabbed us in a huddle, and he was like, yo, we're not going to lose this game. I'm not going to let us lose.
It was a close game?
Well, the game against Lincoln that Jason saved us was close. And then the game against the team from upstate was close because, again, I think the referees, they just didn't want us to win. They didn't want this team from New York City to be the team from upstate.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And we banded together, and we got the job done, man. You know, playing selfless basketball, sharing the basketball. It didn't matter who scored because on any given night, Drew, on any given game, anybody on that team could give you 20 or 30.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, I was stacked.
You know what I mean? It was pretty much whoever had the hot hand.
Yeah.
You know, and I played in the state championship with a bruised hip because in practice, Shagari elbowed me.
Yeah.
And dude, I remember playing in the state championship. I was taking like five to seven pain relievers before each game, before each practice, because dude, I couldn't run. I couldn't do anything.
Painkillers?
Painkillers.
In high school?
High school. No one gave them to me. I took it on my own because from the state championship, I played in the state championship injured.
Yeah. Okay.
From the city championship throughout the Bronx against Manhattan, I played through all of that injured. You know, with a severely bruised hip.
Got you.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
You know? But we banded together. Listen, that was an exemplary moment of, you know, teamwork and camaraderie and brotherhood and family of any team that I've played on, you know, since then.
Okay.
You know, we played for what was in front of our jerseys.
Yeah, that Rice thing is something that I've noticed. Everybody that goes to Rice, like they that.
And that's from Mo Hicks. Mo Hicks used to run each practice like it was a college practice.
Got you.
You know, and again, we would have wars in practice, man. He was like, nobody's taking off this practice because no one's going to give us anything easy.
Got you. Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, that's a fact.
You know what I mean?
So you played well in your championship. You got a city and a state.
City and a state made the state championship or the state tournament or tournament team.
Yeah.
I believe it was me. I want to say it was me and Steven that made the all tournament team, or me and Jason.
So how's that feel for a kid that wasn't recruited, man?
What's that?
I said, how does that feel for a kid that wasn't recruited?
Dude, it felt like I was on cloud nine because, again, I've always been an underdog despite what anyone in Washington Heights or Inwood has said, because everyone in Inwood and Washington Heights would say that I was overrated. You know what I mean? And I'm like,
when you get to it realistically, I don't think you were ever overrated. I just think that you grew up in an area where people felt they should be as good as somebody else, but they don't know what that's doing to get where they at.
Right.
So people look from the outside in and be like, he's really not like that. You don't go to Rice not like that and play.
Right. And exactly play. So
you don't get on those AAU teams that you are on and play.
Right.
If you're not like that. And
Drew, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I need to interject. The live that you had with Danny, you know, when Rob said that you should have matched me up with Steven, I was like, what? I'm like, are you kidding me? Rob should know better.
On the bracket thing you're talking about.
On the bracket thing, I'm like, Steven Polanco was a good basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
He was solid.
Yeah.
He was fearless, but he wasn't on my level.
Got you.
At that time when we were growing up, he wasn't on my level.
But you
Because
know, funny.
because dude, we played against Team Dykeman.
Yeah, I know.
And we destroyed them. And Drew,
Yeah.
and I remember feeling disrespected. And D's on here now. I'm from Dykeman.
Yeah.
I represent Dykeman.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why haven't I been invited to play on Team Dykeman in Dykeman?
Yeah.
So I remember that game. I wanted to give them 30.
Yeah.
I wanted to give them 50.
Yeah.
And I remember at one point, and I remember there was a kid named Chico who was supposed to be nice.
Yeah.
I remember Jay Lopez was on that team. Rob was on that team. Steven was on that team. And I remember screaming on the court, "This is my park."
Yeah. But he said that I was on Rob's live, and he said that yo, he was talking with Steven. No, I was watching. It was Steven and Rob, and they were talking about how they felt that they were that nice,
Nah,
and they played
not on my level.
And no, I'm not talking about that. They said that they thought they was nice.
Right.
They said that they thought they was nice, and then they played against that team that we put out there, and they realized that, damn, we got some work to do. You know what I mean? So when he came back in the bracket, and I just didn't understand anything. I just think that dudes took that shit a different way, because
They took it way too personal.
My thing is this, bro. When you've seen as much as I've seen of you coming up, and see where you took it from where you come from, if you don't respect what I see, I can't fuck with you. Right. That's just what it is. I wasn't going to change not a single name that I put on there. Everybody that I put on there, I felt belonged there. Right. So it's not even about that. We ain't talking about that. It's because I felt disrespected.
No, listen, I felt some type of way, and I got to talk spicy now, man.
You a ball player, my nigga.
Because at that point in my life, which was half a lifetime ago,
yeah,
I took what I did very serious. That's what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to be.
Absolutely.
For about 24, 25 years of my life. That's all I saw. I had tunnel vision.
Yeah.
And nobody could tell me that I wasn't gonna play college basketball and I wasn't gonna play basketball after college professionally, whether that was the NBA, the CBA, the USBL, or internationally.
Yeah,
nobody was gonna tell me nothing. So the fact that Rob said that he would compare me and Steven, I said at our age group at that time, and even from, there was no point in our career where he was ever on my level.
I hear you.
No way. So, you know, and growing up, I used to play in Dykeman with a chip on my shoulder. That's why that year with Team Dynasty, Drew, you know, first and foremost, you were the type of coach that you are what's called a player's coach.
Absolutely.
You know, that players want to play for you because you let go of the leash.
That's it.
You're like, go.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I remember telling you, do not take me out the game until I score 30.
Yeah.
Because I had a statement, Drew. I had a statement to make that summer.
Yeah.
Because again, playing in Dykeman, I felt that this was almost like a dog. I felt territorial. Like, this is my territory. I grew up playing in this park. I grew up playing in this park after dark.
Yeah.
I played 14 Dykeman. I played with Dykeman. I played with Dykeman in Orchard Beach. You know what I mean? My grandmother grew up in, lived in Dykeman. Cousins lived in Dykeman. Had a cousin die in Dykeman.
Yeah.
You know, I'm Dykeman all day.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm uptown all day.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And that summer was different because
it was different.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And you showed I'm here and this is what I do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I had a lot of people coming to me like, yo, but you got this guy and you got this guy and you got this guy. And I said, yeah, and look what this guy's doing. Like,
right.
The 30 is gonna come from somewhere because anybody out there can give you 30.
Right. See, but also I took it personal again, because Drew, I used to take a lot of stuff personal then. You know what I mean? That this is my neighborhood.
Yep.
I helped pioneer this tournament.
Yep.
You know, I was one of Dykeman's first.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Kenny Stevens and Ralph Pena, Uncle Ralph, moved me into college. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And playing on that team with Jason and Kirill and Alan Shepard and all these other guys on our team, I'm like, yo, this is my team.
Yep.
This is my neighborhood.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel like I should have taken that mentality.
Yep.
And carried that on with me everywhere I played after that, and I didn't.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, dude, that summer, and I remember playing with Team Dykeman at Orchard Beach that summer because Kenny was like,
exactly.
You know what I mean? And at Orchard Beach,
Yep.
I did the same thing I did at Dykeman, I did at Orchard Beach that summer. Yeah. And at Orchard Beach, they had no idea who I was. And Kenny used to tell Joe Cruz, like, yo, this kid just plays with a chip on his shoulder because he's always been in the shadow. He's always been playing behind people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Always. That's
always.
why I'm glad you did what you did that summer.
Right.
Because it's like, yo, I know Shorty can do this everywhere he goes. So the fact that he got to do it out here, I still got that picture. You was like 115 pounds.
Soaking wet. My jersey weighed more than me.
That I think the MVP trophy weighed about as much as you.
Exactly.
But going into the summer, right? After you guys come out of that senior year of basketball, right? You got a city chip, you got a state chip. Right. You know where you're going to school already by your senior year.
After we won the state championship, I knew where I was going. I knew that I wanted to stay local.
Why?
Because I had my son. My son was just born. My son was born that summer.
Yes.
You know, I remember not playing in the Dykeman All-Star game because my son was born. He was either born that weekend. I think he was born a few days after he was born is when they had that All-Star game. And I was like, nah, I got to go be in the hospital. With my son.
Daddy duties.
Yeah.
What was that recruiting? What was that list like from where like which way were you leaning? Besides the fact that you stayed local for your son.
Right.
Like what was that school? What was that process like for you?
To be honest, I was nervous because there were schools that were recruiting, but there were schools that weren't offering.
Got you.
And then there were schools that were offering that I didn't want to go to.
I don't think a lot of people understand that there's a difference between recruiting and offering.
Yeah. When they're offering, they want you.
Yes.
It's like come sign on this paper. And if not, they're recruiting you. When they're recruiting you, that means they're recruiting 3 to 5 other kids that can do exactly what you can do. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So what it come down to? St. Francis and who?
So the schools that were recruiting me at that time, Brown University was recruiting me and Cornell University. Those are 2 schools in the Ivy League.
Ivy, yeah.
And Ivy Leagues don't give scholarships.
Oh, no?
They don't give scholarships.
Yeah, they
but they're Division I.
Yes.
They have the money.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
But
absolutely. They don't give money. But if I could think if I could go back now, or if I had some kind of guidance, or if older me could talk to younger me, I would have definitely went to either Brown or Cornell University. They just wanted me to score, you know, a few hundred points higher than I did, which a few hundred points is a lot. But I took the SAT once and I was done.
Okay. I
scored a 10-10. I qualified. I qualified academically. Like my grade point average, I graduated high school with a 90+ GPA. With that 10-10, I knew that I could get a college scholarship and be cleared by the NCAA clearinghouse, and I don't have to worry about
anything.
That 4-hour test again.
Yeah, 10-10. That's
But going to an Ivy League school again changes the trajectory of someone's life.
Yeah.
And they would have figured out a way to pay for it, or I would have qualified for financial aid, which I knew nothing about.
Okay.
You know what
Got
I'm saying? But the other schools that were recruiting me, there was some buzz after I had that performance against Curtis Sumter.
you. Yep.
There was some buzz from Villanova,
Okay.
but that didn't go anywhere. Um, there was some buzz from Manhattan College, but they didn't have any more scholarships.
Okay.
There was some buzz from St. Peter's, but they were waiting to see if another kid was going to take that,
All right.
and so at Manhattan, I would have played with Jason.
Yeah.
At St. Peter's, I would have played with
Big-
Kedron.
Mm.
Rider University, which was in the MAC conference, was recruiting me. Niagara, which was in the MAC conference, was recruiting me.
Yes, sir.
A bunch of schools in the MAC, but I decided to go to a smaller school and to stay close to home because I wanted to be there for my son. So if my son needed anything, I could hop on the train
And get there.
I could hop on the A train and be home
Yeah, absolutely.
in 45 minutes.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
St. Francis, Brooklyn. Yeah. I remember I went to see you play out there.
I remember, yep.
Like, yo, what is this? He's like, where you got me going? I'm in Brooklyn, son. So going in, like, how did that feel? Like, you about to be a college basketball player.
Dude, when I signed my letter of intent, I was over the moon. I was happy. I was elated, because I don't got to pay for school.
Mom Duke's got to be head over heels.
Head over heels. My entire family was, and I'm also going to play basketball because every kid wants to play Division I basketball. And they think that playing Division I basketball is the end all be all.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's not.
Absolutely.
It's not. It's a great accomplishment, but it's not.
Yeah, say that.
There's a lot of kids that get sucked into playing Division I basketball, and then they go and they don't play.
Exactly.
Perfect example. Luis Flores went to Rutgers, didn't play. Transferred to Manhattan College, became a star.
And he's a legend. Yep.
He's a legend there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So the hype of playing Division I basketball is not what it's cracked up to be. It's on a case-by-case situation. If you're going to go and you're going to play quality minutes,
yep.
If you're going to have a good athletic, experience,
yep,
or athletic and academic experience, you go to that school.
Yes.
But there's nothing wrong with going to a small Division I school, or to a Division II school, a big time Division II school, if you're gonna play a lot, if you're gonna play a lot of minutes.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? So I tell a lot of parents, I'm like, don't get sucked into that.
Yeah, you can't.
Listen, if they're gonna get a free education, that's first and foremost.
For sure.
2, are they gonna get a good athletic and academic experience? Or do you want your kid to be at a Division I school and just sit on the bench?
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Absolutely not.
Not worth it at all.
Absolutely not.
So St. Francis, you coming into St. Francis, and that team you're coming into, what were they a young team? Were they an older team? Who's there?
That St. Francis team was an older team.
Yeah.
There's a kid named Bronski Dockery who played at Rice.
Rice, yeah.
But he was before my time. He went to JUCO for 2 years and then transferred to St. Francis, and he's from Harlem.
Okay.
He's my brother. He was there, and he was the man on the team.
Okay.
What he said went.
All right.
And there was a guy named Clifford Strong who was from Brooklyn, played at Bishop Loughlin, who transferred from the MAC conference to St. Francis. So we had an older team, and there was a ton of guys ahead of me at my position.
Gotcha.
And me coming from Rice, being a New York City kid, I was like, I'm not coming here to sit on the bench. I want to play. And my brand of basketball was hard-nosed, scrappy.
You knew what that team was looking like before you got there, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So going into it, you know that you're just gonna outwork.
I'm just gonna outwork people.
Yeah, exactly. And you're gonna get where you gotta get.
Yeah.
So how that go?
Because again, on many teams that I've been on,
Yes.
I wasn't the most talented, I wasn't the most athletic, but no one was gonna outwork me.
And they don't understand how far hard work goes, man.
Yep.
They think they gotta have it a certain way, or it has to look a certain way. Hard work beats talent when talent don't work hard, man.
Yep. Absolutely.
That's no BS.
Yep.
That's no BS at all.
At all.
So how's that freshman year looking for you?
Freshman year, having a newborn son, I don't know what was going on in the world, but I just knew that I just needed to work my butt off. And I knew that there were juniors and seniors on the team that I could compete with.
Okay.
You know, so my coach there, Ron Gagnon, was a great coach, a great teacher. Like, I've been blessed, man. I got to play for coaches that were great teachers of the game, which is why I'm able to teach the game,
yes,
you know, the way I can now.
Yep.
He is mostly known for being one of the assistant coaches on the Running Rebels team, the UNLV team that beat Duke in the national championship.
Mm-hmm.
So he was a part of that team that had Stacey Augmon,
Greg Anthony, LJ.
Greg Anthony, and Larry Johnson.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he was a great teacher of the game, but he was old and he was stubborn. But I knew how to get through to him.
Okay.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I knew that he liked hard workers. So I would take charges. I would dive for loose balls. I was always in a scrum. Like, when the seniors would puff up their chests, I wouldn't back down.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I got to play a lot as a freshman. And it's because I outworked everyone else.
How was the experience?
You know,
how did you feel the competition was?
I tried to win every sprint. Whenever we were doing conditioning,
yeah,
you know, I tried to finish top 3.
Okay.
Over, you know, so, you know, trying to get his attention so he could see that I want to play and that I can play. The competition at that level, everyone's bigger, faster, stronger, more athletic.
Got it.
You know what I mean? So when I got to the college level is when I learned how to work on my game. And at this point, it's like, that's late in the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would stay in the gym. And again, my best attribute in basketball, other than, you know, being a hard-nosed player and being a good defender, you know, and being strong, you know, was shooting the basketball. And I knew that I had to work on my ball handling.
Got you.
So I did a lot of that while I was in college, you know, working on my ball handling skills.
Not that bounce where you throw it and then you go this way and then you go.
The head and shoulder?
You had that. You had that.
Drew, I had that. And you know who I learned that from? I learned that from Russell Robinson one day in the weight room. Okay. He was doing it in front of the mirror.
Yeah.
And dude, our senior year, everybody was doing that move.
Bro, you did that
every move.
Every game indictment all summer.
The whole summer. And nobody could stop that one move all summer. I tell kids now, I'm like, that's 1B best move in basketball. I think the number 1 move in basketball is the in and out dribble. And the second one is the head and shoulders. I call it head and shoulders. Dude, Russell showed us that.
Yeah.
Jason was doing it. Keidro, everybody was doing it our senior year. You know what I mean?
Your freshman year, you played well. What was well?
Was well. I probably played like 10 to 15 minutes a game. I started a bunch of games.
Okay.
I might have averaged maybe like 5-6 points a game.
All right.
But my role, which is something I would love for us to get into, is about being a role player.
Yes.
You know, and my role was to defend.
Yep.
If I was open, shoot the 3, get the ball to the leading scorers and to the older players.
Okay.
Use my energy because my coach liked to run and gun. He liked to press. He liked to full court press and he liked to shoot 3s.
Okay.
You know, so that was my role.
And how do you feel taking on a role like that? Did you respect
as long as I was on the court, I would do whatever
That's real.
needed to be done.
That's real.
Which a lot of people, you know, that's a pill that's hard to swallow for a lot of
Oh,
people.
yeah, it's tough. It's
You know
tough.
what I mean?
Especially coming from winning and having an alpha role a majority of the time when you needed to have it. You know what I mean?
Right.
It tests you as a player, man. And then it can create a better player because you see a different aspect of the game, or it can create a disgruntled basketball player that's upset because of whatever's not going their way.
Right.
So you coming into your sophomore year, right? What's the mindset? Because now there's people that are gone.
Right.
Right? You said Bronski was a senior?
Bronski was a senior at the time. Cliff was a senior at the time. And my freshman year, we made it to the conference championship. You know, so we were one game away from going to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, was the NEC.
Yeah, in the Northeast Conference with an automatic bid.
Okay. Oh, y'all went to the chip your freshman year.
We went to the conference championship, yeah. And I started in the conference championship game.
How'd you play?
Decent at most. I didn't take a lot of shots because, again, that wasn't my role on the team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I had, you know, the type of coach, you know, where he's like, give it to the leading scorers, give it to the seniors.
Got you.
You know, like you younger players have to wait your turn.
Wait your turn.
And to me, it's like, and the way that I've coached,
yeah,
you know, when I've coached, you know, even though it wasn't on that level, if you can play,
absolutely,
play.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, I remember there were games where I would start off the game hitting a few shots.
Yeah.
And we would go into a timeout, and coach would grab me and be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, that's great.
Our leading scorer, our senior, hasn't touched the basketball. And in my head, I'm like, but I'm hitting shots. What does it matter? It says St. Francis is up, you know? What does it matter who's trying to score? And to me, it seemed like maybe he was trying to get him more involved in the game. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Or trying to get him into the rhythm. But it's like, if someone has a hot hand,
feed
the hot hand.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that killed a lot of my confidence. And to me, there's a lot of coaches that they play like a sixth defender on a player.
Yes.
You know, coaches are like extra defenders.
Yeah.
Where they're always shouting at players, and you're constantly looking at the sideline, like, am I going to come out of the game? What am I doing wrong? And you can't play like that. Basketball is an art form, and people need to be free to express themselves and do what they need to do. Right. So to me, the best coaches let their players play within a structure. And that's something that Mo Hicks did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I see all these other great coaches, you know, yourself included, you know, because you are probably one of the only coaches I've had in my life that allowed me the liberty to do what I wanted to do on the court.
Appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of coaches, Drew, that get paid a lot of money.
Yeah.
And they don't have that mentality. They're so rigid, they're so stern, they're so strict, you know, where they want to control everything. You know, and it's like Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson's like, yo, go play.
My thing is they recruit these kids for what they see them doing in high school.
Right.
And then when they get them in college, they want to change everything about them. So what did you recruit me for?
Exactly.
Like what aspect?
That was my mentality.
That's what I'm saying for people like you. Like what aspect of his game, of your game, did he see that made him want to offer you a scholarship to play free basketball and go to school for free for 4 years if he doesn't want you to do what you do well when he gets you?
Right.
You know, I've seen a lot of, like, I'm not going to say I've seen it. I feel a lot of coaches sometimes will recruit kids that they'd rather not play against. I'm keeping it a buck. I'm keeping it all the way funky, man. Like, that would be the only thing that I can see. Like, why would you take this kid that shoots the ball, rebounds, and runs and tell him now he has to strap up only and feed people?
Right.
I don't get it. You know what I mean? And that's why when I put any team together, myself, it's like, okay, I know what my kids could do. I'm gonna put them in a position to do that.
Right.
Once you out there and you're not doing what you need to do, that's when we got to talk.
Right.
What's going
exactly.
on?
And Drew, and listen, I think you can coach high school basketball at a very high level.
Appreciate
if you wanted to,
yeah,
out in Pennsylvania, you should.
That's on the agenda.
You should.
I've been here. I've been talking to a lot of people.
You see?
Yeah.
You should, because that mentality of you bring this player in and then you steal their confidence
doesn't make sense.
Listen, there's a lot of coaches out there that shouldn't be coaching.
Yeah.
That are killing the confidence of a lot of players.
Yeah.
You know, kids shouldn't feel nervous. They shouldn't look to the sideline and feel nervous that they're going to come out of the game, or if that they make a mistake, you're shouting their name. Or if you make a mistake, one possession, 3 minutes later, you're talking about the possession that was had, 10 plays ago.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let them go. Basketball, there's going to be a lot of mistakes. No one plays perfect basketball.
At all.
They make a mistake. Coaches should be telling kids, it's okay. The next play, the next time down, you're going to make up for it.
That's it. We get it
right.
right.
Let it go. Move on to the next play, because I know you won't make the same mistake again. Case closed.
Absolutely.
My college coach, he would stomp his feet on the sideline and be talking about something that happened 10 plays ago. He'll call a timeout and waste 45 seconds out of the 60 talking about, why didn't you box out? Why weren't you on the help side? Instead of saying, hey, I know the next time you're in that situation, I know you're going to box out.
That's it. That's all you got to do, is bring to these kids' attention what they're not doing. That's it. Now go back out there and put it together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm taking you out the game to give you a breather. Listen, even if you're not telling them the truth.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm going to give you a breather. You made a mistake. It's okay. I just to settle you down. I'm going to put you back in there. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, there's a lot of coaches that destroy the confidence of players. And to that point, Drew,
yeah,
when you don't have an adult in your life that knows basketball, that is there to support you, when they see a kid in that situation,
yeah,
they know this is not the right coach for you. I'm going to pull you out and I'm going to transfer you to a different school or to a different AAU team.
Yeah.
Because there are kids that just get lost on the bench.
Yeah, I know a bunch.
So the parents that want to listen to me,
yeah,
that take my advice, I tell them, don't think about the biggest brand name school. Don't send your kid to Rice, to Christ the King, to all these big name schools. You know why?
Mm-hmm.
Send them to a school where they're going to play, where they're going to have the ball in their hand, and they're going to be showcased.
Wherever it is.
Because college coaches don't care who's winning championships.
Yes.
They want to see who can play.
Yes.
Who can handle the ball.
Yes.
Who can attack the basket.
Yes.
Who has confidence.
Yes.
Who's making these moves. When you play at a program where you're the third, fourth, fifth option, who's going to see your kid? I'd rather send my kid. If my son plays football. But if he plays basketball, thank God, thank goodness, thank the universe he didn't want to play basketball.
Yeah.
Because he would hate me. But
yeah,
I would send him to a school that's a mediocre school where he's going to shine.
You have to.
Where he's going to have a coach that's going to play him and give him that confidence.
Yes.
Not steal his confidence.
Yes.
Because at the high school level, Drew, I've seen coaches recruit kids and not play them.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Sell their parents stories.
Yes.
Your kid is going to be the next this, the next that, and they don't play.
Yeah, because they'd rather not coach against them.
I've seen that
is real.
I've seen that at the high school level.
That shit is that's real. That's a real thing. Like, a lot of these parents and these kids think, I gotta go to this